All right. Hey, what's up, zombie? Let me see here. Audio should be good. I just posted the links for people to join up. So, yeah, I just posted the links, and so we'll see if anybody filters in here. Yeah, rough week overall. I mean, looked like for a second that we were going to try and rally midweek again, but so far it's kind of been like every one of those has failed all month. Hasn't been much in the way of follow through. I mean, this is what are we in? April? Yeah, I mean, look at Friday. Fridays in April for the Nasdaq have been on average down 2%. Yeah, sell off is this isn't fly, but yeah, fly's the man. So yeah, what's up, fire? Yeah, you can see here April has been rough on Fridays, but I mean it's entertaining for us here in the final moments. Oh, whoops. Sorry, I was clicking on something else. All right. So what should we take a look at here? We've got our, I know we usually go through these. Okay, we got some bull ETFs upticking. I mean, the crude trade, not crude, but the oil and gas trade has kind of come apart a little bit. Yeah, I mean, just with your eyes, it looks like this is just gonna do another one of these, like right here. So like 120, 115, 120, kind of line up with this low. Kind of looks like what's coming next, just like a nice zigzag down, but we'll see. Um, yeah, the breadth has been bad all week. So this is the overall breadth. Um, Yesterday was okay, 67% is okay, but we've got these days that are like, I mean, 16%, 21%, 16%. We're getting 24 right now, but the this breadth, I mean, 10% on Terracaps, 8% on Megacaps, and it's not like at some points last year we would have like if mega cap and teracap breadth was bad for some day or for a couple days in a row, the small caps and like the other side would be way up. So it was like kind of a musical chairs game where if the big stuff was down, the little stuff was up. If the little stuff was down, everyone hit out in the big stuff. But now it's kind of it hasn't been like that for a while. I mean, this is all of these are trending down. So it's not really any place to hide. There, there's not really any rotations going on, at least from the bullish side. I mean, the bearish side, yeah, they take, we market takes turns bombing out certain sectors each week. I mean, healthcare has been terrible this week. I think even utilities got hit hard this week. Um, okay, look at today. Today is like, yeah, it's pretty intense. So week to date, yeah. So utilities got hit hard this week. This is kind of an outlier thing. Usually this only happens when we're risk on, but I mean, it could just be part of the yield trade or whatever. Healthcare, I mean, this has been for about a year. Healthcare and the Chinese burritos. So if you look at XBI on, let's just look at 2 years. So the last year from here to here, straight line down. after topping out in February of 21. Now, the Chinese burritos, um, is there a burrito ETF? I don't want I don't want one with leverage. Somebody call out the burrito ETF, just Chinese. It's not K-Web's Korea, right? I guess K-Web's decent enough. Same exact chart, right? Burritos and healthcare tied at the hip. Who would have known? Um, virus plays have not been a thing for a long time. Um, yeah, it could be close to a bottom, but we don't know. I will say one thing though, if we're talking about bottoms. Um, so we got a 10-year oversold signal on hybrid this week, which is pretty severe. The last time we had one was at the COVID bottom. Now, actually, this signal came in at the COVID lows about a week before the actual bottom. So let's see. March 16th was when the 10-year oversold hit, but the indexes themselves didn't really bottom out until I think, if I remember correctly, around here, like the 20th or 23rd. I think this was like Friday, Monday. Let's look. We'll look at the Qs. The Qs probably bottomed ahead of SPY back then, but let's see. 2020. Oh, I need. Okay, I need. This is August. Okay, so remember we said 16th was. So this was the 10-year oversold that hit Stocklabs back at the COVID lows, but you did breach this level a couple times, although now that I'm looking at it, not on a closing basis, at least for the Nasdaq. The S&P, I think, broke a bit lower than that back then. So remember 16th. 16th. So this candle with the giant wick, that was at 2400, 10-year oversold on SPY, and we got like few green days in a row, but then this liquidation here really took people out, and then obviously it looked like there was going to be another leg down forming, but this gap destroyed everybody basically because we never went back to it ever again. Not ever since. So this gap is still open at 2020 lows for any gap trader believers that think every gap needs to be filled. You have one down there that, you know, maybe we'll go fill it. What is this? 23, 27. Let's see. Somewhere between 2220 and 2330. So it's like a 100 handle gap on the S&P. And I mean, this is okay. So this is obviously very nice looking. Most people fought this the whole way up till probably about, I would say, like here. And then this is where like stuff started getting crazy because we had all the meme stocks were early 21, And then IWM actually looks much worse than this because IWM, I think, topped out around here, January 2021, and went mostly sideways. Then it went up and then came back down. But the S&P, I mean, this is, if you're looking at longer time frames, it doesn't look great. And what are we on? We're basically on the lows right now today. Yeah. So I'm kind of rambling on here a little bit, but that was just to show the last time we got a 10-year oversold on hybrid was way back here, which on the NASDAQ held up, but NASDAQ was always more insulated from COVID than um, the S&P was. This time around, the NASDAQ has been leading to the downside just because rates have been such a concern for people. So it's like anything with anything with an above market valuation is just getting chopped daily. I mean, there's no room for error on any of these stocks that there already wasn't any room for error, but now it's like the whole the whole thing is the whole kit and caboodle is getting re-rated. So where those valuations stabilize, we don't know because they haven't been holding up anywhere so far. So still in liquidation mode. But 10-year oversold is in play. So if we make maybe another, maybe you get another, probably get another low next week, but you're going to try and look for a pretty significant, probably mean reversion bounce, um, still based off of this signal, even though, you might come from a little bit lower levels. Um, it's hard to keep this kind of pressure to the downside for so many consecutive days. Now we did bounce the last couple days, sort of. I mean, I wouldn't even call it. It was a bounce like in the Nasdaq, but um, it was not. It did not have very good breadth, and it basically gave it all up right away today. So, I mean, look at this. This is like, well, whose earnings was this? This was okay. So Amazon and Apple. Amazon is getting destroyed today. Probably 52-week lows or more. Apple was good, but still everyone knows the story with Apple. They're not going to surprise you with anything that's going to be enough to carry everything. Facebook surprised. I think that was more of a positioning thing than anything else because Facebook had been the very worst performer aside from Netflix, which had already reported. Um, so probably just people got squeezed there temporarily. But yeah, this is like Ken Griffin turned on the sell program here, and it was like, yeah, you can go ahead and try and buy some, whatever, and we just take you right back out. Like it is like just steaming towards the lows. Yeah, this is like very, very orderly. Um, if you're having trouble hearing, turn your volume up because the audio is fine. I can see all of the audio stuff on my end. What else? Why do we call them burritos? Because, as we all know, China is famous for faking things and counterfeiting things and making up their accounting and whatever. So you buy a ticker that says Baba, and you don't really know what's in there because who knows what the books say one thing. Jack Ma is maybe dead, maybe alive. It's like there's just a burrito. There's a whole bunch of stuff rolled up in there, and you don't really know what any of it is. So, and we kind of know the effects that burritos have on some people. Um, so that's why they're burritos. we got like 10 minutes left in the market. I mean, this is like just looking very nasty, but we've got, okay, all the downside ETFs are running. Volatility's running. I don't see anything great on here. Are we oversold yet? Close, maybe? No, because so I'm looking at 12-month oversold because it's a little more, with the way the market has been, I want this larger sample data um, to be used rather than anything closer, which is like 3 month is like higher. 3 month is like higher frequency, so it's only taking 3 months of data to generate signals, but I'd like a longer time period. Yeah, this is crash to close. Like I said, we don't name it that for nothing. I think some people maybe were filtering in, but I was looking at the seasonality with zombie so this is the Qs, and this is, oh wait, I want April. So this is the Qs during this month. Um, Here's Fridays. So obviously most days have been kind of soft. So we retrace a little bit on Mondays, on average, even though this is nothing, like 0.26% on the Nasdaq. I mean, we do that in like 2 ticks now, so it's not like not anything to be that impressed over. Tuesdays is when the selling begins. Consolidate a little midweek, sell it off again into the close. So April has been straight down, but Tuesdays and Fridays have been worse than other days. Yep. So monthly lows getting taken out, and as is customary, okay, this was the support we were looking for, didn't hold, so we just got to look further left. Classic bulls. So now the Nasdaq is threatening to give up all gains for the last 12, 15 or 16 months. This is the December 2020 close. Oh, so we have given it all up. We're right there. Yeah, so Nasdaq flat with the start of 2021. I mean, this is April. This is now about to be May 2022, and there's no gains to speak of for tech. Now, I would actually expect this to bottom out here. Not, maybe, yeah, I mean, right around here probably. I think this is sort of a low. This is sort of a low. Although I did think that this day was going to be the low, but we're really not that far below this. I mean, this is 4 points on the Q. 4 points on the Qs is not that much. Yeah, 1.5 years of gains gone. But let me see. Let's look on longer. So, I mean, the bad part is that these last 3 months, you kind of had these big wicks back up on monthly, but now you've just taken them all out. So all dip buyers in here are now toasted. And this chart, see, this is monthly. So I would think that if this breaks, let's make this a little more. this, okay, so that actually, being that it's a round number, 300, 299, I think that's where we'll bounce. Probably hit that next week, and then we'll be all set to bounce for May. Given that given that we're so oversold, and then I mean there can't be, well, there obviously always can be, but all the funds that have been liquidating their positions from here, I mean they basically run out of inventory at some point to unload, and then that's why the bear market rallies are always sort of the best, because they basically happen on no volume at all, and there's just, like in the futures market, you're just like ripping through the order book like to the upside, and it's like gets crazy. So it's like fast money to be made. But then if it doesn't stick, you go back to this sort of stuff where everything drips back down. Like, I mean, that's what this was. This happened on like no real volume, like the whole rest of the way up here, and then it's very easy to give that up then. Um, Still moving to the downside. So what did I say in? I said something in Pelican Room like, yeah, I said what, 12,800 we were gonna hit on future Nasdaq futures, and where are we at now? Like 12,800 and change. I mean, come on, people. Let me see. I'm hesitant to go in here. Yeah, I mean, there it is. This is at this is at 3 o'clock. So I'm 3 o'clock Eastern because I'm on Central. All right. So yeah, we know what's going on here. Um, and obviously it's happening right at the cash close. So 2 minutes left. Any questions, tickers we should look at here at the end? I had like a big demo with people earlier today. So been doing a lot of talking today, but if there's anything that we should take a look at here, then speak up. Well, not speak up, but type something. Otherwise, if you're in here and if you're on this stream and not a member and weren't in the call this morning, earlier today for the demo, can always set up a demo with me or use the free trial link in this video description. Can try out some of this stuff. I'll do one-on-one demos with people whenever we can schedule them, and yeah, we can go through more of the nuts and bolts of stuff instead of just sort of looking through this general stuff. Um, where are we at? Less than a minute left, and perfectly crashed close. So tough sledding for the bulls. This was probably the worst month for the Nasdaq. Probably, what was it, down like 15% for the month, something like that. Where are we? Returns month to date. Okay, 14% for the Qs down. It's a bad month. Year to date down 21%. So if you pick your supports off of these, I mean, you might just say, okay, down 25% is another 3-ish percent, 3-ish, 4-ish percent. Then maybe some algo kicks on and starts buying just because it's like programmed to do that. Who knows? Um, but yeah, thanks for uh, thanks for dropping by, everybody. If there's no questions, send you guys on your way for your Friday. And yeah, that's about it. Well, I'll post some videos probably this weekend, market recap stuff and fly quant stuff because quant portfolio is going to turn over on Monday. And yeah, that's about it. So, talk to you guys later. Stream's ending now. So, go find something else to do. Peace.